that was one of the better team wins we've had because we had so many contributions from so many. You know, I'm glad we finally found a way to make some free throws. The game was a little sloppy, a lot of fouls, but it just was one of those opportunities for us just to grab a win and keep it moving. This time of the year, there's a lot of things you can complain about, but the number one thing you want to do is win. I think DePaul is a really scrappy team. When you see their last game that they played against Seton Hall, of which we showed our players, you know, they were down 20 in the second half, and it ended up being a one-possession game. They had the ball with an opportunity to either tie the game or win it. So, really scrappy team. I'm glad we came out with a W. Our guys, I think, are in a good place right now, and hopefully we can continue this when we go to New York to play a really, really offensively talented team at St. John's.
Can you sense the team's kind of spirit and pride kind of getting stronger as things go on?
It has, Kevin. It really has. I just talked to them, and it's funny. You must have been in our locker room right there. I feel we're connected. I think the guys are gelling well together. And we said this before the game. I think our players are finally appreciating the strengths of each other, not so much pointing out the weaknesses. You know, all of them. And again, of the rotation, 5 of those guys are in their first year playing for us. And it may have not shown early, but late, I think we definitely got some decent chemistry on the floor.
Can you talk about the immediate response you got after the timeout? Rodney and then Kyron with a 3-point play. I think they got cut within 7.
Well, I think we're pretty good in transition when emotionally we're dialed into it. We want to play fast. We want to get the ball to the rim. And I just think we were too methodical in our approach trying to do it. And we were taking bad shots, not moving the ball. The ball wasn't happy, meaning it wasn't finding the open person. But, they responded that they were the reason why we went on that run. And really, a veteran should do that. That's what they're there for.
What is it about DePaul that forces turnovers? You saw them play 18 turnovers tonight. Is there something unique about them?
They're a Division I team in the Big East. They're tough. Coach Leto does a great job instilling toughness as a culture. They get up in you. They pressure a little bit. It's not going to look pretty all the time. They've been playing that way the whole year. They've just come up short on a couple of, in a couple of games. But, a 3 here or there, and that game could have changed it at any point.
How important is Kyron in those runs? I mean, it seems as if you're not going on any runs without him.
No, not for the most part. We're not. He's that straw. He steers us up a lot. He's able to drive. He's able to kick. He's really talented. I want Kyron to still think he's better than he is. By nature, he's a quiet kid. He's a docile young man. Hopefully, he continues to know he's a pretty good basketball player. When he thinks he's good, he plays well.
Khalif Young looked really comfortable out there. He's coming along nicely.
Love how Khalif's energy changed the game today. He came in, the minute he came in, he had a block shot. He had 2 big-time rebounds, ran the floor, made his free throws. Down the stretch, you get a little nervous playing him because of offensive efficiency. But he gives us a presence inside, and I think he, Malik, and Alpha have really grown during the last 9 games of this Big East stretch. We need those young freshmen to become men.
That's 5 in a row. Obviously, you're trying to position yourself for the tournament. Closing fast is important as well, don't you think?
It's really important. Very excited that we're able to get a home win, a home win. And that is a goal right here. We talked about the elephant in the room being we want to be an NCAA team. And don't know if we're there yet, but we still have 1 game left. Our goal was not to get swept by an opponent. Villanova snuck us in here and got us, and now we have an opportunity to try to get a revenge up in the Garden, a great place to play. We're comfortable in the Garden. We play well in the Garden. We played well in there last year. We've played well in there basically the last 4 years. It'll be a good prelim to the Big East tournament. I'm pretty sure we'll have a lot of Friar fans there, our alumni in New York City. But yeah, we're right there. We're really, really close. We're banging at the door. And the Big East deserves multiple teams in this tournament. It's unfortunate that we've had some injuries in our league that has taken away from some of the identity of some of the better teams in the country.
You mentioned the word revenge. How much have you maybe talked about the guys, like teams that got you the first time? We don't want to get swept, like you said, Villanova, just to take care of business the second time around, tie-breaking purposes.
I don't know if you use the word revenge to your players. That's just something that I was thinking about. They know. Our players know the importance of this game, trust me. They really do. They're dialed in. They're listening. They listen to all sports talk shows or whatever you all call yourselves or whatever on TV. But those guys know. They know the importance of this game. They really do. These guys are dying to prove people wrong. You know, it's not where you picked, it's where you finished. So all the preseason stuff really don't mean a doggone thing. It's where you are at the end of the day. And that's what we coach our team up on.
Is there an advantage, you think? This is at least the second year in a row where you played St. John's on the road to close out the season. Is there an advantage, you think, for especially for the new kids, to playing at the Garden, kind of right before the Big East?
I think that's a great question. I like the fact that our freshmen could play in there to get them a little bit more comfortable, maybe get some of the jitters out, because we got to turn around in probably 72 hours and go right back there. So I think it is good for them to get in the building and feel it out a little bit, but it'll be a different feel. A regular season game versus the Big East tournament, it is a totally different animal. Totally different animal.
Is the team gonna stay in New York through the rest of the weekend, or will they head back to Providence?
We're currently taking donations from you to stay there. We will stay at the Marquee, and we'll be happy to stay there because we are on spring break. No, we'll bring them home. We'll bring them home. We'll get back. We play Saturday at noon. Game should be done at 2. We'll be back on the bus or the train by 4 o'clock and headed back to Friars. We'll come home.
Coach, I'm just wondering, is it at all awkward when the entire arena is chanting to put in a certain player for you?
It's not awkward. We're here to win games. They can yell whatever they want. I'm not paid to listen to them. We're here to win basketball games the best we can, and if we have an opportunity to get the senior in the game, we will. He got in the game, but that's not awkward to me. I appreciate our crowd. I do, but that's just fans, man. I love our fans, but I really don't hear that.
Any more questions?
Thank you.